Joyce Broderick. I'm a doctoral student at Walden University, and I'm here at the San Antonio Riverwalk, and I'm wondering just how many of these people might be victims of human trafficking, because this being a tourist city with many people mingling about, it's entirely possible that at least one person is. The United States is a common destination country. Child trafficking, child pornography, and the international sex tourism industry are huge, generating billions of dollars annually. And in fact, the United States child pornography industry is one of the largest in the world. ICE Operation Predator estimates that 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 10 boys are sexually exploited before they reach adulthood. Now, when a child goes missing, when they run away from home, I should say, they may become victims of human trafficking. Just recently, social worker students of UTSA discovered that there's a large at-risk population for minor sex trafficking in San Antonio, and many are unreported. It used to be only in the realm of federal law enforcement to deal with human trafficking issues. However, no longer true. It's the local level law enforcement that have largely been in contact with the first to discover human trafficking victims, and largely going on the tips of members of the community. So now we're going to hear about what local law enforcement is doing. Well, hi, Chief Taylor, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Would you please let us know what the law enforcement of Texas on a local level is involved with as far as human trafficking concerns?
We're fighting this probably not all over the United States, but of course the border state, bordering Mexico, we're having a great deal of trouble with it for the simple reason they're trafficking now for many reasons. One of it is to bring narcotics across. Part of it is on the sex trafficking, bringing them in, forcing them into prostitution. But the biggest problem that we see right now, because there's more money in it, that's what the greed drives everything. The drug cartels are having the young people, they're being forced to bring narcotics across to get access into the United States. The reason that's becoming very attractive to them is it's easier for 1 or 2 or 3 to assimilate into the population rather than bringing a truckload or bringing a pack of narcotics on someone's back. That's easy to spot. It's almost impossible to spot when young people come in and you send in 2 or 3, one at a time, trafficking narcotics. That is a main problem that we have, I think, in the border towns.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's a tragic when you talk about human beings that are being forced to do this. Drug cartels are extremely powerful, and it's getting worse. It's not getting better because we're not securing the borders, and they have access and ways to get across. And these young people that get involved in that, their lives are destroyed. And drug cartels could care less. You know, this is just a tool for them to use. And of course, we are having training now where local officers are being trained. They're taught what to look for, what to understand when they come across this. That is help. More training will be needed. More training for the local officer is needed for them to know what to watch for.
And what about the potential for sex trafficking?
Sex trafficking is always there because what they do, they take the young ladies that are coming across here, the illegal aliens that are accessing our borders illegally. They get them into the town and they force them into prostitution. They can't say much because guess what? They're deported then because they're here illegally.
Mm-hmm.
They hold that over their heads. So there's nothing, if they can make $1 at it, there's nothing they won't do to make a buck. That's
right.
Simple.
All about money.
All about money.
Well, thank you so much.
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Chief Taylor makes it clear that drug trafficking has the priority for local level police. However, the sex trafficking is a huge problem as well. And with these huge problems, you're probably wondering, how can I possibly make a difference? But we can, think of it like tossing a pebble into the river, and the ripple effect. And then each person making their own contribution will have significant impact. Police often go on tips of local people because you can report if you see suspicious activity. You might want to volunteer in a domestic abuse shelter because often human trafficking victims can be seen there. You might want to check with your local level police and see about volunteers in policing, have activities where you can fingerprint children, protect them in that way. We can educate ourselves. There's much to be found on the internet and in the libraries. There's this book written by Kevin Bale, Disposable People, which is excellent and talks about the economic push-pull factors that keep this a significant problem, and that people can best be helped by helping them along economically. Then there's this book, Half the Sky, and this is a wonderful, inspiring kind of book that gives a number of ways that you can help people. One thing that it suggests in there that I do is I contribute to this organization called Kiva, K-I-V-A, and this you can contribute just $25 to make a loan for people to start a business. It might be an individual starting a jewelry business, or a family, a group of people starting a farming business, any number of things like that. I happen to think that the American people are like Alexis de Tocqueville had discovered centuries back when touring across America, that Americans are the type of people that are willing to roll up their sleeves and help their neighbors out. I'd like to share with you that my dad taught me something very important, and I can still hear his voice echoing in my head, saying, "You belong to a larger community." And at the time that he first started saying that, I was a child, and community meant the family and, what can you contribute to the household. But over time, my concept of community had expanded, and then to when I served in the military, and with the realization that all these people are my brothers and sisters, and I do have a responsibility to them. I personally feel often that I'm battling self-centeredness that I have to keep on fighting against, and to pay attention to who is my neighbor and what I can do. So just like tossing pebbles in the river, we can just keep on with that ripple effect.